Hey everyone, welcome back to The Explainer. Today we're diving into something pretty fascinating. We're actually going to unpack a super brief, highly targeted piece of children's digital media. We're talking about a literal masterclass in microlearning that operates on a completely microscopic script. So grab your focus because we're about to deconstruct a giant of the toddler internet, literally one syllable at a time. Let's get into it.
Okay, first things first. Let's just absorb the source material. I'm gonna read the absolute entirety of it right now. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ready, steady, go. Just let that sit for a second. It seems almost entirely too simple, right? But honestly, there is a profound, incredibly calculated architecture at work in these 7 little words. Moving right into section 1, the digital kindergarten landscape. So the metadata we pulled actually proves this isn't just some random counting exercise. It's a highly targeted, heavily optimized formula. Just think about the tags and titles surrounding our 7 words. We've got the creator, Nunu TV, operating right in the middle of the YouTube Kids ecosystem. We see the genre classification is nursery rhymes, along with the heavily optimized hashtag kindergarten song. But here's the real kicker. Pay special attention to the phrase with slide. This is huge because it tells us we aren't just dealing with abstract numbers here. We're dealing with a physical, kinetic promise. The whole metadata framework is literally designed from the ground up to capture and hold early childhood attention.
Section 2, the sequential payload. Now, the numbers themselves brilliantly illustrate the learning phase. For a toddler, numbers aren't just abstract, floating concepts, They are stepping stones. You have to treat the sequence of 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 as a literal staircase of learning. The sequential payload provides immense predictability. And in early childhood development, predictability basically equals psychological safety. The child knows exactly what's coming next. 1 is followed by 2, 2 by 3, it's safe, it's structured, and it builds up cognitive confidence with every single step upward.
Which brings us to a crucial point, right at the number 5. This is the absolute apex of our staircase. The number 5 represents the exact boundary where this static, safe counting sequence reaches its absolute limit. The foundational educational payload, it's been fully delivered. But if the sequence just ended here, it would just be an incomplete, kind of boring counting exercise. Something has to happen at the very edge of this boundary to keep the viewer hooked. Which leads us to section 3, the kinetic climax.
This is where we see a truly beautiful juxtaposition. On the one hand, we have our educational foundation, right? The methodical, super predictable sequence of numbers 1 through 5. But on the other hand, we have this sudden, totally explosive pivot to action. Ready, steady, go. The source material completely shifts gears. It basically abandons the rhythmic safety of mathematics for the visceral thrill of impending movement. Now, ready, steady, go is an anticipatory cue. In the whole psychology of early childhood engagement, this specific phrase is absolutely legendary. It triggers kinetic energy and excitement like nothing else. Remember that piece of metadata we talked about earlier with slide? Yeah, this is exactly where it pays off. The counting built up all the tension, and ready, steady, go is the release valve. It builds the ultimate excitement for the physical action of actually launching down that slide. It literally transforms a passive learning experience into a highly active, dynamic event.
All right, bringing it home with section 4, the ultimate takeaway.
So here is the absolute genius of the Nunu TV nursery rhyme, perfectly summarized for you. It's just an astonishingly efficient piece of media. In exactly 7 words, just 7, it flawlessly balances predictability and safety through the counting of 1 to 5, with intense anticipation and excitement through the trigger phrase, ready, steady, go. It manages to combine foundational education with narrative anticipation into this flawless, compact little package that immediately commands a child's attention without ever overwhelming them.
Which leaves us right here at the edge. We've counted up, we've analyzed the metadata, we've built the anticipation, and we've heard the command to move. But the real magic of these early childhood learning cues is that they spark a kinetic momentum that outlasts the final spoken word. So I want to leave you with this final kind of provocative thought to chew on. Once